All right, welcome to week 6. This week we are talking about American government. Like I mentioned, this is, something that if you're a political science major, this shouldn't be too hard for you. We're kind of jamming a lot of material into one week, but there are some questions that we really should be getting at. For example, I think one of the main reasons why the Constitution, why the Constitutional Convention was formed and why the Constitution was created was to prevent mob rule. So what are the most Republican elements of the Constitution? To the and that means what are the limits built into our system of government? To what extent does the Constitution, as originally drafted, constitute a democratic document? To what extent are some of the design elements of the Constitution outdated? Um, we can talk about the Tea Party, both the original Tea Party and the current Tea Party. What factors provoked the original Tea Party? What is the most significant similarity between the Tea Party of 1773 and the one that formed in 2009? What's the most significant difference? Um, what are the challenges to a country that was born in rebellion? How do we continue to govern in a system where a lot of people feel like it's okay to simply throw everything up in the air? That really creates a problem. Um, how is the separation of powers in conjunction with the system of checks and balances supposed to ensure a rough balance of power between Congress and the president? To what extent has that balance begun to really begin to tip in one direction or another? What are some challenges that we have with that? Why did the framers adopt federalism? Why did they adopt this very complicated system of shared and negotiated sovereignty? And what are the challenges associated with maintaining that? Again, that kind of system of balance. In this instance, it's more vertical, right? How do you keep the states with a certain amount of power and the federal government with a certain amount of power? What about the Supremacy Clause? Does the Supremacy Clause enjoy legal precedent over the Reserved Powers Clause of the 10th Amendment? Do these two principles have cooperative implications as well as competitive? These are some of the questions that I think that we should probably be addressing. Finally, we can talk a little bit about impeachment. What is the constitutional purpose of impeachment? A lot of people think it's one thing, and some other people think it's another thing. Uh, my view is that it's a political remedy for political problems. Impeachment, I think the framers intended to be a remedy not simply for impeachable offenses. I think they also believed that ineffectiveness could be an impeachable offense, as well as incompetence. So again, these are issues that I think we can and should address this week, and I hope we're going to have a lot of fun talking about the different issues because we should all know this stuff. Let's have a great week.